Okay, hey guys, so this video right here almost has more to do with copywriting, but you cannot write your funnel without it. So we need to be very aware of how to structure what needs to be accomplished in the funnel, and also how to change the person as they go through the funnel. This is how you get people to buy essentially anything. Okay, this is how you get people to buy B2B products. This is how you get people to buy a make money, start a business product. This is how you get people to do anything. So in order for a person to buy something, there's a point right here where they become buyer capable. So when you go to Amazon, like we talked about before, you skim around. For example, I bought protein powder today. It was this keto protein powder that has nothing in it, and I knew exactly what I was looking for, and I already have all the beliefs needed to make that product a good buy for me, and I already have all the pain also generated inside of me to make that product a good buy. So if you look at my process that actually happened internally, pain, I'm sick of feeling like crap from having any type of proteins powders that have extra crap in it. Okay, throws off my focus, makes me feel sick. It makes me feel less efficient in the most important thing in my life, business. And then the belief that I have is that if something is completely clean, then I will be able to get results. And so this then puts me in the state where if something lines up with this, I will be a competent buyer. Now, in this situation right here, you need to understand that the pain of this right here and the belief of the benefit outweighs the pain of me giving money. The $84 I spent right here is nothing compared to the gain that I feel I can get, and also the pain. And so this is exactly what every person has to go through to buy. But the reason why we have to run funnels in the first place is because people have not achieved these states. They have not become buyer capable. That's the thing. So many people think a funnel is there just because it has to be there. A lot of times, if we just found buyer-capable people that are like on Amazon, that's why Amazon FBA is so powerful, we don't have to do any of this because the person's already done this. And if you look around your house, most things you bought, you didn't go through a funnel for. Most things you bought, you didn't go through some copywriting or sales close for. You just bought it because this shit was already right here. And so the true goal of a funnel is to input these things in the people. That's what a funnel is. Okay, a person comes in here, it's a completely unmolded mind that isn't really in pain, and it doesn't have these beliefs right here. And if it did, it would already be buying, it already would have bought something to solve the solution that we're proposing. Okay? And they might be kind of aware of these pains, they might not be. This is one of the reasons why Hyros is such an easy sell for me, because a lot of times when people come on, the pain is already there, and the belief that if they just track it, it will be fixed automatically happens. And so that's one of the benefits of a hot market. So with this in mind, we have to understand that when we're using a funnel, what we're truly doing is we're just doing two things. We're giving a person enough pain to want to take action, and then we are, just like the movie Inception, planting beliefs in them that will put them in the direction of our product. This is all it is. This is what selling is 101. Without pain, people have no reason to take action. Without beliefs, they don't have any reason to take the action in the direction that we want them to take. And so when we're going through a funnel, we have to be hyper aware of these pains, and we have to be hyper aware of the beliefs that we're trying to build, because like we talked about before in the straight line concept, everything is echoed throughout the entire funnel. When we dig into both of my funnels, you're going to see the same exact message over and over and over again. That's because I've isolated the pain and the beliefs that must be instilled. And as soon as we have that, the P and B, I'm just going to put P right here to represent that, is repeated throughout the entire funnel. So we really cannot write a funnel. We can't make a good funnel until we understand this part of the human experience and this part of copywriting. Now, this is going to become super duper in-depth, like over the top detailed in the copywriting section. But before we get into that, a lot of things we're going to build our copy around, and everything we're going to build our funnel around comes down to this. And the best way to isolate this, you might be thinking, I hear this all the time on sales calls, is that's great, Alex. How do I isolate the pains that are going to get them to move and the beliefs I need to get put in place? And the way we do this is with the double and triple diamond. Let me explain what this is. So what the diamond exercise is essentially a way that we can go out there and map all the data that we need on a customer to write our entire funnel and actually write our entire sales copy. We're actually going to use this thing the entire way through. So I'm going to explain how this works a little bit as we go through this. But the first thing I want you to understand is why the double diamond is useful, and then we'll talk about how to execute it. And you can see here by looking at the diagram, it's a way to identify the pains and then put in the beliefs. Now, there's also another layer to this, which is called the triple diamond. And that's when we're really doing in-depth, I don't like to use the word manipulation of a person's brain, but we are heavily altering their thoughts and beliefs. And a lot of times what will happen when we are getting someone to buy something and they're super outside the market, for example, at HCOM, I convince a person who has never even thought of starting a business, or like maybe has like a little bit of a desire to make some extra money, into building a full-blown e-commerce business. That takes a lot of belief changes. So sometimes there's actually a layer of pain, and then one belief set you have to conquer, and then another belief set you have to conquer. Now, what I'm going to explain right here, I also want to state as well, this isn't something that I invented. Okay, there's plenty of different similar strategies to this that you'll see in sales training all over the place. Okay, for example, like Annie Jenkins and Russell Brunson have something, a kind of similar way of explaining this. I think this is the best way to go about doing it, though. Okay, so I want to state everything I'm going to state right here isn't new invented technology. So we already explained that the double diamond is what must be accomplished before a sale is made, to get a person in a buying state. And just to recap that, when we get someone into a funnel, we promise them something, we use pain to make them be open to a solution, and then the beliefs that we instill in them is what makes them believe that our solution will work for them. And at this point, they're ready to buy. And the reason why we need to master the double diamond exercise before we build our funnel is the key to scale is convincing non-interested people to buy. This is the key to all of ad scale. On AdWords especially, because AdWords, you have super broad traffic. And the reason why most people can't bring their Facebook ads over is because Facebook really is, it's easy mode. You can really target micro audiences. I can easily target a person. If they like Frank Kern and Tony Robbins, they're probably in like the make money online niche. On Facebook, or I mean on YouTube, the audiences are gigantic. And a lot of times you're going to have people coming in that are not interested buyers. Okay, so if this was the protein powder that I was selling, okay, this person right here doesn't have pain from the protein powders they're using, and they don't really even understand or believe, there's no concept in their mind that having clean protein powder will help them feel better. So I have a lot of work to do if I'm going to get them to buy this, and this is who we need to convince if we're going to scale. Because all the people flooding in our funnel, about only 10% of them are even, halfway down this line right here. The other 90% of people don't even know what's going on. They're just people that feel like sleeping and have brain fog all the time. And the key to scale is getting these people to buy. This is where the money is made at. If you have a make money online product, the key is getting people that don't want to start a business to buy. If you can do that, your funnel will explode. If you're only convincing people that want to build a business to buy, you're in a lot of trouble. If you have a B2B funnel, and for example, I was doing a sales call for Iron the other day. Guy came in, did not want to build a high ticket funnel, did not want to run ads. I convinced him to build a high ticket funnel and run ads. And that's why that funnel kills it, because I can take a person, use the triple diamond exercises and use their belief systems and convince them, hey, this is actually the solution to your problems. And when you're doing B2B, like a lot of times people don't understand their problems. They don't actually understand how to move forward. So if you can actually help them by administering the right pain and the right beliefs, that's how you make the funnel work. And one of the hardest things with the Iron funnel when I started up is we initially had really great closers on, but they didn't really understand the pains or the beliefs they need to get into the buyer, because they'd never run ads, they'd never built courses. So it was kind of hard when we had these salespeople on here. Great salespeople, wonderful people, but they didn't understand these things right here. And so despite having all the best closing skills in the world, the funnel wouldn't convert. It wouldn't work very well. It would break even, which is outrageous. And then when I'm closing calls, it does like a 10x ROI. And the reason for that is because I'm able to convince people that aren't interested in buying, whereas our salespeople were only able to convince people that were interested in buying. But most people that come in aren't interested in buying. This is the key, and this is why we must master this. And the reason for that is if your market is only interested people, it's already tapped. Like, it's not hard to target people that are interested in something. And so to make that funnel work, you have to have super high ticket prices and a very, very deep funnel and a deep back end. And they're going to be expensive to acquire, and they're going to be limited. For example, with HCOM, people that want to build a Shopify store have already bought a course on building Shopify. So if my market is those people, their problem's already solved. With Market Hero, for example, people that want to send high delivery email, they've probably already solved the problem because the problems are available. Okay? My way to grow a SaaS company is to find people that don't understand it, are not trying to send high delivery emails. At Hyros, for example, if a person has already been thinking about tracking for years, they already have a solution. It's going to be very expensive to acquire them and very expensive to get them to change. So my market is people that don't understand their tracking problems. My market is people that don't understand they want to start a business, because those are the people that haven't been sold to or bought something yet. That's why we must master this. That's exactly why we want to use the diamond in our funnel. It unlocks scale with our funnels, regardless of who we're marketing to. If we can just get a little bit outside the market to the people that are not interested, which is going to be most of the market, because the people that are interested have already bought something, that's where the money is going to be made. And what happens right here is most people on Facebook get locked in the hyper interested, like we talked about. And this is why most people's ads don't scale. And so to scale and be long term, we have to be able to survive. Look at this diagram right here. The I right here is the part of the market that is interested. Okay, these people are actively interested in your product. This is the part of the market that you could sell to, but is not currently interested and really needs to have their pains and beliefs, for lack of better words, messed with. And to be long term, we have to operate in this ocean right here. We can't operate in this ocean right here. So let's look at how a typical advertiser will make money with a Shopify course. And I want to show you exactly how, when they look at the pains and belief systems of people, how completely and absolutely lost they are. So they're going to run an ad like this. The ad's going to be like, hey, make more money. And then when they get on the webinar, here's how to make more money with Shopify. And then buy my Shopify course. This is the absolute worst way to convince people to do anything ever, because we have not changed anything. We have literally started at the beginning of the funnel assuming the person really wants to make more money. And then assuming the person wants to build a Shopify store, and assuming they even know what a Shopify store is, and they don't find it intimidating at all. And so this is the first step of the double diamond. This is what gets people through the funnel. The promise is the bait that hooks people through the entire funnel. And so when we are first starting our double diamond exercise, the most important thing when we're starting off is nailing the promise. And it's going to take a little bit of ad spend and opt-ins to nail the promise, but we can probably usually most of the time be 75% there. So for example, when a person joins the HCOM funnel, the big promise is this: how you can make money fast without doing the hard things you think are needed to make money. That is the entire promise of the funnel. And throughout the entire funnel, I never really mentioned e-commerce either. It's a way to make money fast using a new opportunity that's only been limited to Walmart and IKEA. Now, at Hyros, the big promise is how to make more money from your business without changing your business. That's the big promise that hooks people into that. And it's all using a new opportunity. So at HCOM, the big promise we use to get people inside the business is how to make more money from your business in 20 days without tech skills or hard costs. How to make more money in a time frame without tech skills or hard costs. Hyros, how you can finally scale your business with secret data and AI training without changing anything. Okay, so what do they think by secret data and AI training? It's easy to copy. It's repeatable. They don't have to lift a finger. Okay, what do they want right here? How to make more money quickly without learning new things or doing hard things. This is what people are looking for. And then this is where the double diamond and the triple diamond starts to come into play. So let's back up real quick. Where are we at in the double diamond exercise? We just accomplished the promise that's going to hook people through the funnel. Okay? And so when you're formulating a promise, it has to be these things right here. This is the big promise that gets a person through a funnel. Now, let's back up and look at how most typical advertisers sell to a person. They're going to use something like make more money. Here's how to do it with Shopify. Buy my course. Here's everything that's wrong with this, okay? So the reason why a lot of people's funnels and copy all fails is because they think the customer's on the same page as them. So if I'm having a product where I say, hey, here's how to make more money with Shopify, I'm assuming the person wants to build a Shopify store, even wants to build a business. I'm assuming that the person is feeling pressure in their life to make more money. But that's anything but the truth. The person just literally opted in because they're curious because they saw an ad. And so when we assume that the customer wants more money, there's a big but. Most people that come into funnels, let's just reference this in a make money online type funnel, they're not feeling intense pressure to make life change. And they believe, honestly, that having a college education, getting a job for 40 years is honestly the best bet. That's what most people believe. And they also believe that starting a business is super risky. And they also believe tech skills and years of experience are required to start a business. If these beliefs are in place, you can't sell. You're not going to sell shit to anybody. And then look at how most people will sell their products. Look at how typical lives are. Make more money. Here's how to do it with Shopify store. They just skipped all of these. They just skipped all these essential beliefs right here. And this is why we have to do the double and triple diamond, because we need to identify these things before we even think of building our funnel. Because, you know, when you go through my funnel, you're going to constantly see me attacking these things because I know these things are here. And then also, let's assume we move to step 2. All right, here's how to do it with Shopify. The person comes on, person doesn't even get what an online business is. They don't even know Shopify is the way to go. And when they hear the word drop shipping, and they hear shipping in from China, they're thinking some space age crazy stuff right then. And they don't believe they can do it. And they think online business is a scam. And they think there's going to be massive upfront costs. And it takes years of experience and all this stuff. And so what happens is when most people run funnels, they just assume this shit's not here. And then they assume this shit's not here. And then they just get right here. And what happens is the beliefs are not in place to believe that the Shopify course can fix their initial problem. And their initial problem isn't even that big of a problem. So what you have right here is a problem. It's not really painful, that they don't have a desire to fix. And they honestly think they have solved in the first place. Then they come in and you offer them a solution that they don't even understand. And then you try and sell them a solution to a painful problem, which isn't actually that painful to them. I see it all the time on sales calls when doing iron. I saw it with initial people doing sales calls. Person comes in, if a person's on the sales call and they think their sales funnel and their product and their ads are okay, they're not going to buy anything. They're not going to buy anything. And if they don't believe that I have solutions that will fix their very painful problems, they're not going to buy anything. And if they don't understand those solutions, they're not going to buy anything. This is what people do every day and night. And so what we need to do is back up. And we need to apply either the double diamond or the triple diamond. So let me explain the difference in these things and when you're going to want to use them. So the triple diamond is going to be for long Hail Mary pitches like HCOM. I'm going to draw these very poorly throughout this entire exercise. Because what we need to have happen is a triple diamond is essentially establishing pain and then layering in 2 layers of beliefs that we need from them to buy. This is essential for hyper broad markets. This is essential for going very broad. If you're talking to people that are already in the market or B2B, you're going to want to use the double diamond because you really only have one belief you have to crush. And then to get them in the buyer capable state. So we're gonna cause pain right here. And then we need to layer in just one layer of beliefs. So I want to talk about how to do this. Broad is going to be people that have no intention. So if I'm trying to sell to somebody that is just walking around Whole Foods and they have no intention of starting a business, there's going to have to be a deep breakdown of beliefs to get them to the buyer state. If I want to sell to somebody who is already thinking about building a Shopify store, has been watching Shopify videos, there's really going to only have to be one belief shift. So let's do this exercise the first time with a person that wants to build a Shopify store or the typical high-roast customer, which is mostly going to be a double diamond situation. So how the double diamond works is what we do is we isolate their 3 biggest pains that will motivate them to change. And then we put in, and then we identify 3 beliefs that they have or that they must have to become a buyer. So we look at the 3 biggest pains, and then we look at 3 beliefs that must be removed or added or changed for them to become a buyer. So let's look at how we would accomplish this on a person who wants to build a Shopify store. So what we need to do first in the first layer of the diamond is if I'm mapping out this customer, like what does a person need to feel painfully to need to be motivated to take the change that I'm going to offer them. So what I'm going to do if I was selling to an e-commerce seller, I need to make them feel that first off, their e-com business sucks. It's on the wrong path. If they think their e-com business is on the right path, not going to buy. They're not going to be in pain. So that's what I would fill in right here. All right, B1, what's the first pain they need to establish? They need to feel that their e-com business sucks and it's hurting and it's not going to move forward. Next pain they need to feel. I need them to feel like they're going to keep struggling forever if they don't get this fixed. And I also need to make them feel that the path they're on right now will lead to their demise. Like the future looks very bad. If I can get these 3 pains put into place in this funnel, we're going to absolutely crush it. We're going to absolutely crush it. Now, once they feel these 3 pains, there's going to be motivation to change. And so what we now need to do is we need to have them adopt 3 beliefs we need them to become a buyer. Okay? And so the beliefs we need them to believe right now is that my system, my way of doing things, is the solution to this pain. And so what we need them to believe is that if they do what I say, they can get rid of this problem. And that this will also fix their Facebook ads. So if they believe, okay, cool, I've been having such trouble with Facebook ads. If I do this, this will fix my Facebook ads. And that if I add these few things to my product, like this guy's talking about, I understand how to do this, my stuff is going to explode. And so what happens right here is you've seen we've gone through 2 stages right here. We used pain to get them open to beliefs that will get them out of pain, and then we altered their beliefs to believe what we're throwing down and what we're talking about will fix this pain. And so the result at the end of the call, at the end of the funnel, is I cannot stand my e-com business any longer, and this is the thing that I've been missing. And now they're ready to be closed. Now we can actually start talking about the product. This is what usually happens right here. A lot of people just hop in and they're like, hey, Shopify rocks, by the way, and my information's really good. You should buy. Well, the person probably thinks their e-commerce store is okay, and they think that, okay, I can probably get by without this, and my products are already doing just fine enough, so I don't think this is like the one thing I've been looking for. And so then they don't buy, and so they can't be closed. Let's look at this with a high-roast customer. This is the same exact pitch I use every single day in the ads, and if you look at the high-roast funnel, it's repeated the entire way through. So what's the first pain I need to establish? That they can't scale. They're stuck. They can't scale. The next pain I need to establish is they're wasting so much money and that their business is hamstrung because they don't track anything and they're undisciplined. Pain belief 1, pain belief 2, pain belief 3. So I would draw that out. I would come in and say, what's the first diamond that needs to be crushed? What's the first pain I need to establish? What's the second pain? What's the third pain? At this point, they have motivation to change. Because these things are painful. I'm losing so much money. My business is hamstrung. I can't scale. This is ridiculous. Okay, so now what do we need to make them believe to unlock the next step of their business? Okay, so what I need them to believe is that tracking is going to deliver high ROI so they can scale. And that tracking is going to make wasting money a thing of the past. And that tracking is going to give them a huge advantage over other businesses. Those are the beliefs I need to put into place. So I need to think about these things when I'm writing my copy. So the results from all these things would be, I cannot stand being stuck, and I cannot stand losing money anymore, and I need tracking. Now the person's ready to hop on a call with me and be closed to high roast. Most people would be like, hey, you know what? I scaled my business using tracking, and it's really cool, and it's making me a lot of money, and if you want to make a lot of money too, you should come over here. Well, if we haven't put the person in pain, it's not going to work. And if we haven't allowed them to feel that pain and then instill beliefs that are specific to them and their business, they're not going to hop on that call and be ready to close. And so that's exactly how the double diamond works when you're doing B2B or in-market buyers. This would allow us to close people that were not in the market for a new Shopify course and close people that were not necessarily in the market for tracking. Now, the next thing we need to do is we need to look at the triple diamond, because there's a whole different other beast going on here. Let's say we want to go broad. So we have a make money online product and we're trying to target people that simply want to just make more money, but they don't want to start a business. We have a completely different game to be played here, because we have to go through almost 3 different layers to get these people to be in a closing state. So here's exactly what's going on here. When I'm selling to a person that wants to just make more money or is super broad, let's say we're doing this in weight loss and we just want to sell to someone that just wants to lose weight or like generally just wants to look better or wants to be more healthy. We're going to have to use the triple diamond because there's a bunch of things that are going to happen right here. So first off, we always need to use pain to get them started. And so the first pain we need to make them feel is that the way they're living their life right now is completely unacceptable. Okay, so now they have motivation to change. But we can't jump to selling Shopify right now. We can't jump to just saying, well, our way is the best. Now we have to motivate them that moving in the direction that we want them to move is actually much better than where they're at right now. This is the next diamond that must be accomplished in any triple diamond exercise. And so what we're doing right here In my case, I need to convince them that online business is better than the current lifestyle they're living right now. So I need to make them feel massive pain about their current lifestyle, and that online business is better than their current lifestyle. And I need to look at the beliefs that they have about online business. And I need to either remove them or change them. Then the next thing I'm going to do is I need to make them believe that the best online business to start is Shopify. Do you see how I actually am just getting them in the state of the double diamond, where they're already interested in starting an online business. Now I just need to convince them that Shopify is the best way to go. This is absolutely huge right here, because what most people do when they're trying to sell general make money online is they really don't administer this pain, and they jump straight to the strategy right here. But they don't assume that, hey, this person right here wasn't on board to build an online business in the first place. And really they think that building an online business is still a sham, it's risky, it's expensive, it's not something that people with without technical skills can do. You see how we had to go through 3 different belief shifts right here to really get them to a point where they can be buyer capable? And without these, it simply won't work. So let's look at the triple diamond for HCOM. First thing I need them to feel is that the safe life, the college system, is going to make your life hell. And they're going to end up old and poor if they stay on it. And if the world is shifting right underneath them, and if they don't evolve, they're going to be in a very hard spot. Then the next belief I need to change, or the beliefs I need to alter in diamond level 2, is I need them to believe that they don't need tech skills, that they don't need hard costs, and it's actually much safer to do this than to do this. If I can get them right here, what just happened is their current life is causing them pain. They say, oh wait, this is a way out of pain. And then the next level I need to go into is e-commerce. The next level of pain I need to make them feel, or the next belief system I need them to change, is that e-commerce is the best online business to start. I need them to believe that e-commerce works for everyone, the results are fast, and it's easy to understand and do. And the result when they go through the entire funnel, at the end of the funnel, is I cannot stand my current life and situation, and online business is a much better direction, it's actually safe for me, and e-commerce is the best online business to start. Now they're ready to be closed. And you see when you start building a funnel, that if you don't recognize these things and we start talking about e-commerce when the person's actually in this state right here. So for example, a lot of e-commerce webinars I see, the e-commerce webinar starts, we're like, hey man, we're going to teach you how to build an e-commerce store. Person doesn't want to fucking build an online business. Person doesn't even, when they think about e-commerce, they think you're going to be teaching them to be like Jeff Bezos or something. And really, they're like, man, you know, I just got out of college, and I don't think building a business where I'm having to talk to people in China and ship stuff over, I don't think that's up my alley. The entire mind of the person is completely corrupted at that point. And so you have to be aware of exactly where the person is and the things that are going to need to be addressed when you talk to them. For example, if you guys hopped on an iron sales call with me and you thought Facebook was still great, and you thought, you know, YouTube ads were just super risky and you were going to lose money and there was no hope there, and you didn't believe that you could copy what I'm doing and get results over YouTube, you want to buy. And so people try to sell without doing these things. And so you have to do this triple diamond exercise, because you will see it echoed throughout the entire funnel. Look at these things right here. Look at these. When we're going through and building our funnel, it's like we have this list of things that are going on here, and we just use that to build every page. Look at this right here. Build a business right here without hard costs or techie stuff. How we create online stores with zero technical skills, coding, or experience with online websites. You can also notice right here, I don't say Shopify one time. Shopify is literally, e-commerce is never mentioned. Never mentioned. Okay? Because the person is so far from this D3 right here, Diamond 3, that we're still right here. We're in D1 and D2. And you can see everything has been set up. We have the promise that we mapped out, and we're really attacking D1 and D2 on the very first page of the funnel. And we also attack it in our very first ads. Now I'm going to give you a few extra keys before we start building our funnels. Never reveal how the problem is solved until they're deep in. I never mentioned Shopify till about an hour into the webinar almost. Because if the person thinks they know what the solution is and they understand the solution works, they're not going to be interested in listening to you because they already know the end of the movie. Also, when we're going through our pitches and when we're going through our funnels, never mention other ways. Don't be like, hey, I'm going to show you to do Amazon FBA because it's better than Shopify and SEO. Then people are like, what's Shopify and SEO? You see how that just distracts them. Now, we're also going to be attacking beliefs directly and indirectly the entire time. I repeat my double, triple diamond concepts the entire way through the funnel. It's not like we go through our pitch one thing at a time. We're constantly addressing all these things. So like when a person signs up on our on our thank you page, what I show them is constant results people are getting. And so this right here is being attacked indirectly. When they see people that look like them, and they're saying, or have similar stories to them getting results, they start thinking whatever these guys are doing works for everyone. And so when I introduce e-commerce later on, e-commerce works for everyone is attacked. When I show them people getting results quickly right on the thank you page, they're already going to start thinking, man, whatever they're doing gets results fast. And when I start talking on the thank you page about, hey, you're not even going to need hard costs, they're already putting all these together. Their beliefs are starting to be changed very quickly. And because these beliefs are structured throughout the entire funnel, it takes time to change a person's beliefs. They have to hear the same thing. They have to see the same thing like 15 different times. And so we start working and grinding all these down at the very start of the funnel. And a person will not close if you let them get to the close with these things. This is why when people are like, what time should I show my webinar button at? What time should I go for the sales call? It doesn't matter. You cannot get a person on a sales call. You can't get a person to buy straight to a checkout, especially if these things are still in place. So as long as these things are in place, it won't work. So the answer is however long it takes to destroy these things. And we're going to be using the diamonds and the promises to form everything. The product, the pitch, the bonuses, the email lines, headlines, literally everything. And so I wanted to show you how this exercise works before we get going, because it's going to be the basis of everything we do in our funnel. So in the next video, we're going to be going over the basic structures of a sales call funnel and a webinar funnel. So you just understand the basic parts, and then we're going to go through each funnel step by painstakingly step. Okay? So I'll see you in the next video.